Shalom, shalom. This is Apostle Rakar. I say all praises to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. All praises to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, man. The water Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Back with another video, little impromptu video. And this video right here, I actually have a title for this video. This video is called Ordo Ab Chaos, Divide and Conquer. And I'm just going to, make a few points and I'm going to get up out of here. And, once again, I was watching the news, right? And, also, too, I'll be on the internet, on YouTube, watching different videos and things like that of the such. And what Esau is doing, Ordo Ab Chaos, we used to go into this many years ago, man, decades ago, man. When we was, this back in the 90s, man, One West days. And I know Apostle Tahar, Gabar, myself, we used to go real deep into like the Illuminati. That's all we did. That's all we did. We used to watch different videos. This was back still, back in the early 90s, mid 90s, late 90s. We was real heavy into the Illuminati and the Masonic shit. We was just doing research. Like this, that's all we did. That's all we did. We'd go out and hustle so we could make some money, on the oil tables and shit, but that's all. That was our whole conversation. That was our whole thing. And that's back in the cassettes, the VCR, cassette tapes. And then we used to watch, I could name the videos, man. We had the one video, what is it, Millennium 2000, I believe it was. Them Edomites, man, the so-called, the Lord put the spirit on them Edomites to start exposing the Illuminati, like they were so-called coming against the Illuminati, right? Jordan Maxwell, Anthony Hilda, Terry Cook. Then you had Eustace Mullins, and Eustace Mullins was bad. This old Edomite, he just came straight, right? We had another cassette called The Capitalist Conspiracy, man. That's all we did was watch different videos, and there were more. And we would try to put other brothers on, But in One West, even, back in there, you had the high priest Yeshaya. He was one of the top 7. He used to always go into the Illuminati too. High priest Ariah himself would go into the Illuminati, and certain other men back then, certain generals and top men that was back. This is going back to One West, for me, at least 35 years. I've been in the truth, you know what I mean, that long. So first coming into the truth, that's when I first learned about the elders and the men back then. Of course, I already mentioned Apostle Tahar, but Apostle Tahar was deep into that, and he put us on. And that's all, that's all we would do is research, watch videos. We sit up late into the night, just watching videos and information and shit about how the whole thing worked. So the Illuminati, right, which really, a lot of the scoffers going to run away with this. Really, we're really the Illuminati. We're the real Illuminati. And when I say that, I know the scoffers going to run. See, I told you the nigga, he admitted that they were the Illuminati. No. Well, first of all, so you got to be educated, spiritually educated. What does the word Illuminati mean? Right? Light bearer. So Lucifer means light bearer. Illuminati, the enlightened ones. So the real Illuminati are the elect of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Right? But the light we bearing is the righteous light according to the scriptures in Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Shai said it, right? It's a city that's stood on a hill cannot be hid. And the scripture said, let your light so shine. All Esau, this devil did, was try to take the righteous knowledge of Yahweh Shai and took it and used it on the left-hand side. So they're the bootleg, they're the left-hand side bootleg Illuminati. Them small hats, them Amalekites. Starting with the Rothschild family, which is really the Bauer family, which is really not Rothschilds, the Borgias, because the Borgia family, they were like the first real wicked crime family in the earth. But then, they were over in Spain. They took down Israel and Spain, and then Rodrigo, who was the father of Cesare, for years it was mispronounced. Brothers at Caesar Borgia. No, it wasn't Caesar. It was pronounced Cesare. Cesare Borgia. His father was Pope Rodrigo, and he pretty much murdered and bribed and slid his way into the papacy of a pope, because prior to that, all the popes of Rome were Jakes, because Jake ruled Europe for 1,000 years, man, from the periods of 193 AD up into the 1400s. Israel ruled Europe. It's a little history I'm throwing in there. So basically, when these devils got in the power, when Rodrigo got in and they took over, that's when he commissioned them other devils, Michelangelo, Leonardo da Vinci, which are hailed as great painters and artists, to whitewash, iconoclasm, right? They started destroying and painting over, throwing chemicals on all the images, which were black people, and putting up white images. You could tell. Or just totally destroying the images and having them paint images of Edomites or white people being those the people of the Bible, the righteous people. You see what I mean? So these devils, they've been at work for at least 1,000, almost hundreds of years. So when the Borgia family came into power, that's what they did, and they was all about taking down Jake. You see? Then at some point, right, in history, all of a sudden, the Borgia family just kind of disappeared. Where the fuck they go? How come today you ain't got people walking around claiming to be descendants of the Borgias? They got books on them that people know about the Borgias, right? The image of Jesus Christ that everybody talks about, right? That's Cesare Borgia. Because everybody knew Yahushua was a so-called black man. There were the images all up in the archives, and everybody knew. But 1453, around that time, is when they put that image up. Okay? So from that point on, everybody, but then all of a sudden, you just didn't hear about the Borgias no more. Hence, all of a sudden, you move a little further in the future, you move a little further in the future, and in somewhere, what was it, Frankfurt, Germany? If I'm not right on that, I'm going to look it up and I'll correct it in another video. I believe it was Frankfurt, Germany. Another family pops up who were Amalekites, which the Borgias were Amalekites, small hats, called the Bauer family. And the head of that family was a man known as Meyer and Shell Bauer, which pretty much, I'm gonna just come straight to it. He was a loan shark. Bookie loan shark. But the phrase that was used was money lender. Then what the fuck is a loan shark? He was pretty much nothing but a glorified loan shark. You know, he had resources and money, because but where did he get his money from? Nobody knows where Meyer and Shell Bauer got his money from. You see? But he had money, so people would come to him to borrow money, like a loan shark, right? And so many people, he was famous, so many people would come looking to him to borrow money, and of course you had to pay that money back with interest. So he devised a plan. He said, look, man, I'm gonna put a red shield up in up on his window or up on the wall of his house. So anybody that wanted to borrow money from this man would know, okay, no, that's him, the red shield, that's Bauer. So he had sons, he had like 5 sons, I believe, and then what happened, he, as a son, and he was a so-called rabbi, he was an Amalekite, so-called Jew, and he sent his 5 sons into different parts of Europe and the world to take over the money system in different countries. Hence, that's where your Rothschild family, and then after a while, they changed the name from Bauer to Red Shield. Red Shield is Rothschild. That's how the Rothschild family are really the Bauers. That's all. But they changed their name to Rothschild, Red Shield, because of the image of that red shield. When people wanted to borrow money, they would know who. So that's how you got your Rothschild family, and all these other Illuministic families are offshoots of the Roth. They're all really related. The Rockefellers is like nothing but an American cousins of the Rothschilds. They're the Rockefellers. They all come really from the Rothschilds. And you had other families, but these are, and they call themselves the Illuminati. We are the Illuminati. We are the enlightened ones. That's why they want to bring about this new world order, this one world government, the MOTB. So you see what I mean? So right now, everything you see going on the earth is the work of these elites. And that's why they come against us, because they know now they got the power. They got the world on lockdown. Job 9:24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. That scripture covers everything I was just talking about for the past few minutes to y'all. You see? Iconoclasm, man. The 1450, that when they started putting the images of themselves over the so-called black images of the real Israelites and the people that was really ruling this earth when they took down Jacob, which that's all prophecy. So right now, what they doing, we see the prophecies taking place. If you can't see, man, then you out of there. Turmoil is everywhere, bro. Like Yahweh Shah said, Matthew 24, uprisings of the people. Come on, man. Over there in Barcelona, Spain, people are protesting. People are just protesting just to protest, to be a part of something. But also, too, the elites, these Illuminatis, the Illuminati, they pay, the agent provocateurs are getting, people are being paid and stirred up to go and create civil unrest. All this is happening for a reason. The situation with Iran and Israel, come on, those are the small hats too. That right there, man, like, bro, the missiles could come within a year. This Yahweh Shai could be here. Romans 13, man, for now is our salvation, nearer than when we believed. Because this thing is about to pop off. And there's so many, I'm losing track of how many protests they got. Okay, you got the people that's protesting ICE, and supposedly that's mostly Issachar, right? The Mexicans, they protesting because they don't like the fact that the white man is trying to get them out the country. And when you also have outside agitators, agent provocateurs in all these little movements. But then there's a whole nother protest. These Edomites, they protesting against Trump. No king, no king, no king. He making himself a king, a dictator, right? So you got that going on, right? So now, the point I wanted to hit, and that's why I said ordo ab chaos, order through chaos. The elites, see, I wanted to go into a little history to bring you right up to date. These elites, they're the ones that's doing, they're behind all of this. All this madness that's going on, man. Just like the separation between this whole thing. On social media is being used to destroy you people, man. Y'all love it. Y'all trapped into it. We use it to push out the word, but I watch it. I'm like, yo, the separation between men and women. The feminist movement was created by the elites to destroy the relationships between men and women, to create broken homes and destroy families and destroy family values. Okay? When I grew up, even in my lifetime, when I was a kid back in the late 70s and the 80s, family was pushed. All the women that I knew when I was a little kid growing up, my own mother, my aunts, or even my teachers, you know, in school, you go to school, your teachers and your aunties or whoever, you know, all the grown women that you knew, yo, they all had men. They had husbands. Or if they wasn't married legally, so-called, they had a man. That was a thing to strive for. If you didn't have a man, you were looked at sideways by women. That she ain't got no man, she ain't got no man. Women would talk shit about women that didn't have a man. Women, and I know this, and nobody can tell. I don't give a fuck what none of y'all scoffers got to say, because y'all fuck you scoffers anyway. When I've seen this, I witnessed this in real time in my life. Okay? Women talk shit about women that had a bunch of kids with no man. Oh, yes. Black women in particular. Other black women back then that had husbands and married and shit, and there was one particular woman or two, and Shirley, she got them, and back then, she might just have one kid. One, forget about those, one. She had a kid by some dude and she wasn't with the dad. She was a single mama. The other black women in the neighborhood and the community would talk shit about her behind her back. Oh, the black one, they'll smile in her face, hey girl. But when they would get together in their little covens and whooping, just sitting there drinking, playing cards, whatever they do, yeah, she ain't got no man, see? That's a damn shame. She got that baby, she ain't got no man. She got that baby, she ain't got no man, she ain't got no man. Yeah, but that was the mentality back then. Like, in other words, it was not cool to be a single woman with a kid and you ain't got no father for the kid. That was looked down upon. But the elites, Esau, they totally, especially with Jake, that's what the welfare system helped that along, of course. So this devil, man, he's responsible for a lot of this shit. He's been working his work for generations. So now, the new thing, right, these Mexicans, the Issacharites, the illegals, or whatever you want to call them, they getting up here on social media, and those are, I think a lot of those motherfuckers be agent provocateurs being paid to stir up trouble, stir the pot. So now you got these, and it's funny, it's mostly women. See, man, women are the authors of confusion. So that's why the scriptures say, man, a foolish woman is clamorous. She is simple, she know of nothing. But the woman being this, remember the other scripture says, but from the woman became the beginning of sin. And these women, the black woman, even the women of the other tribes, the northern kingdom, Edomite women, white women are the ones that cause all the trouble. And the elites know this because they know that Job 39:17, because the Most High have deprived her of wisdom, neither have he imparted to her understanding. So Esau knows this. He knows the scriptures. These devils. So they know. So they said, you know what, we got to get, because men, I mean, nowadays you got men who act just like women because they were raised by women. But a real man, Esau knows it's going to be hard. With men, he got to come with force. That's why the cops roll on the Jake man so aggressively, because he's a threat. These women, you Israelite women think y'all so bad, you ain't shit. You're just a woman. And the white man laughs at you, man. All of you. The women of all the tribes, even the so-called white women, women of the heathen women, y'all just like, y'all so deceived, it's not even funny. All the white man gotta do is put some shit in your head, put a certain vibration, and y'all go with it. So these stupid Mexican bitches, I guess, they getting up there on the internet, you black people, because I haven't seen one Mexican dude on the internet yet talking shit. So because Esau, these elites, they know that Yahweh Shah about to come back. They see what's going on out here with the wars in Iran, the Middle East, the Russia, Putin, and oh my goodness, so the Ukraine, man, come on. So Esau, now this devil's hustling. So they know the prophecy, and what is it, Amos, the 9th chapter, which I will bind up the breaches thereof, Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shah, he's going to bring Israel back together. So what they're trying to do is create dissension amongst the tribes of Israel. Esau is a devil. He knows the scriptures. He knows our history. So they're trying to poke at the old prejudices and hatred of the northern and southern kingdom, Judah and Jerusalem. Well, he know the Lord going to bring Israel back together. So what he doing? Fuck it, yeah. The Mexicans, and so the Mexicans are now calling out black people. Hey, how come y'all not standing with us? How come? Well, yeah, I'm gonna keep it all the way real. I mean, I get on Judah a lot, and I'm from the Northern Kingdom, but fuck the Northern Kingdom, man, because y'all motherfuckers talking about the Northern Kingdom, you Mexicans. Any other time before the white man got on y'all wanted to be white, right? Not just the Mexicans, the Puerto Ricans, the Spanish-speaking tribes, y'all motherfuckers wanted to be down with the white man, especially out here in Texas. Excuse me, a lot of these Mexicans out here, they might dye their hair blonde, whatever, or they try to actually pass for white people, right? They talk like the white man, they act, dress like, right? Whatever, okay, cool. And prior to this, before Trump started coming on y'all, all of a sudden now, mayate, pinche mayate, fucking nigger, right? And in Spanish. The Puerto Ricans, I grew up around Puerto Rico. Oh, morano, nigger, right? All that, right? Y'all had disdain for niggas. Y'all had disdain for Jake, for Negroes, African Americans, whatever you want to call them. Y'all look down upon Jake, right? Y'all ain't want nothing to do with Jake. Oh man, if you a fucking a Hispanic, pretty young Hispanic girl, and she bring a Murano or a Mayate home, oh boy, forget about it. Now all of a sudden, y'all in trouble, so you want Negroes to come to your rescue and back you up. Why should they? Hey, not real talk. I don't blame Judah for not. Hey, you know, you got black women up there on the internet clapping back like fuck y'all, and they're making good points. Yeah. Basically, but fuck all of them. They're trying to shame each other, right? But that's all of them on both sides, agent provocateurs. But it's women that's leading the charge of this shit. You got black women talking shit. You got Mexican women talking shit. You niggas ain't supporting us. And then the black, fuck y'all. Y'all need to do things the right way. Now what Trump was saying is making sense to black. So fuck these black people too. Especially the black one. Before y'all was, he a racist. But now all of a sudden you black women, the points that President Trump was making is now y'all using Trump's talking point. All you motherfuckers are bugged out. See, but it's them agent provocateurs that's doing all this. A lot of this shit, these protesting and all that, is agent provocateurs causing chaos. That's why I said auto ab KO, because basically the elites are doing all this. They creating all this chaos in the midst of all these. We already in World War III. So when they actually decide they're gonna fucking implement martial law and the MOTB, they're gonna say, you know what, man, fuck this. You know what? Shit is too unruly out here. And we at that time, it could jump off this week. All this wild, stupid shit. Them of the cop in Florida, that police chief, I like him. I like that devil. He said, man, if you throw rocks, if you do this, you do that, woo! He said, we will kill you, graveyard dead. We'll tell your family where to come pick up your body. He said, if you spit on her, you're going to go to the hospital, then you're going to go to jail. Like, you know? So Esau is coming into that hard-nosed spirit. The Lord is putting that spirit back on Esau, man. That perpetual hate for Jake. The Bishop Eldai Knopp sent me a video this morning. I don't know what state it was in, where it was at. Some dude, he was a Hell's Angel member, a leader of he was apparently, I don't know if he was the prez or the vice prez. He was like a high-ranking member of the Hell's Angels Club. I don't know what chapter or where, what state, and whatever. I would like to get more information on that, but it must have recently went down. This dude was with the fucking, a leader of the Hell's Angels, and basically I think he killed 3 niggas. He killed 3 Jakes. And supposedly, well, yeah, the Hell's Angels are racist. They don't like niggas. If you black, well, I think if you're a minority, you can't join the Hell. You got to be all the way Caucasian to join the Hell's Angels. From my information, so they're pretty much just like the Aryan race or the Ku Klux. They don't fuck with niggas. They hate. They don't like black people. They don't like Spanish people. They don't like minorities. He was somewhere, wherever, however it went down. Apparently, according to what the story I heard, it was a news thing. The Eldai Knopp sent it. And there was some niggas, and the nigga said something to his woman, or was trying to talk to his woman, or was talking to his woman, or speaking with his woman. So the dude, the Hell's Angel dude, he seen it, or he witnessed it, or whatever, and he rolled up, and they said he started using racial slurs, and he started beating the niggas' asses. He beat their ass, and then he took out a knife and stabbed the one dude. You know, they caught him, they locked him up. You know, he going to jail. But hey, but I go to show you, you niggas, man. You have no discernment. You have no. First of all, see, I know about I know about the biker shit. You know, like first of all, you don't even outside. You don't gotta be a Hell's Angel. You got other dudes out here that's crazy, man. You just don't. But these niggas, these these Negroes, they were raised by the black woman, so they have no discernment. Like Jacob been put in a place where they think you can just do whatever you want to do whenever you want to do it. And you don't discern like, yo, maybe nah, yo, let me not say nothing to this chick, yo. Because you could look at a chick and see her, nah, she like, come on, bro, I know I used to mess with biker chicks. You could tell the chick is a biker chick. And I'm pretty sure somewhere on her clothes, she had a patch representing who she was with. But a nigga, you gonna come up speaking to a woman, okay, and you a nigga, and she obviously had to be a white woman. You gonna come up speaking, you can't see that this chick look like she's involved in something. You know what I mean? So the dude rolled up like, you nigger, what the fuck you doing talking to my woman, nigger? That's gonna start happening a lot more because you jakes ain't got no discernment. You were supposed to be, see, if you had a father and wise people around you, you would have looked and saw and said, yo, nah, that chick, nah, I could tell she a biker chick, nah. Let me chill. I ain't saying shit. Let me just chill. But no, this nigga, you went up talking and trying to talk to the leader of the Hells Angels girl. So the cracker saw it and went ballistic and killed your black ass. That's good for you, man. I have no sympathy for that. That's gonna start happening more. We've been saying this for years. You see what I'm saying? But back to the original point, a lot of these people that's stirring up this shit are agent provocateurs. They're people that are paid to create chaos because eventually Trump, and he's the guy to do it. He already said he's gonna send soldiers out on these protesters, man. So we in that time, brothers. Esau, but they go back to these elites, the Illuminati. They're doing this because they're ready to bring in this new world order. They tired, not because they scared. They know Yahweh Shai is about to make his return. So they trying to, they moving fast now. So we in that time, man. We in that time, man. I'm excited. All we can do is pray to Yahweh Shai that we be found worthy. You know what I mean? And to serve the Lord, man. And do what we got to do and pray that we're found worthy, that we are the elect. But with that, I'm going to wrap it up. I'll be back with more videos again. Later on today. And I say shalom to you brothers of the hopeful elect, man. Shalom.